All right, Athlete Builder, back at it. This is part of the new Athlete Builder and the AEA Institute collaboration series. These are going to be weekly and shorter in length, but we're just going to work together on building more habits and practices, giving you information how you guys could advance quicker on your own or with your team. So, step one this week, we're going over just the overall Athlete Builder system, the basics and how it applies to you. So today we're going to talk about the foundation, the 6 blocks. At the end, I'm going to go over the simple way to score yourself weekly and actually improve faster. But also, there's an advanced component, and without this component, everything is kind of limited. So you'll need this whether you're a brand new person, you've been training for a while, you're deep in your sport, or you're elite level. It's the same principle that applies across people, relationships, companies, institutions, no matter what. So that part will be key. So quick framing, what we're talking about, what's that mean? Adults, college athletes, high school athletes, the system works for everyone. So 2 topics. First topic, why athletes fail without a system. All right, so I'm going through the airport one time and I stop off at the bookstore because I usually do. I've mentioned this a number of times. I pull up one of Tim Ferriss's books. He's the 4-Hour Work Week guy. This one is The Tools of Titans. He's been doing a podcast for so long. He brings on so many people, asking them about their tips and tricks on how to be better. And he put it all together in one big collaborative book. And I just thumb through it and I thumb through it and I come across this sentence. I can't remember which guest said it, but it really sat with me when I got on the plane. The quote was, "Goals are for losers, systems are for winners." And I totally believe in putting together systems, sure. But man, saying goals are for losers, I thought, man, that hurts because I set goals. And I further kind of refined that thought. I think goals without systems, goal without a plan is planning to fail, that whole kind of deal. So goals without systems are for losers, right? How many times you said, I have this goal, but you just didn't do it because you had no plan in place. You didn't keep working on your plan. And then you quit and you lost, right? So that's what that meant to me. So I spent 2 years putting together my book and refining the process and being exhaustive with research and testing things out. So when I talk about the system in place, it's tried, it's true, it's me, it's experts, it's people way smarter than me, whether they're in business or coaching teams. But putting together a system, which is what we're doing today and what you need to do all the time, is what this whole episode is. What this is. This is all going to be about. So why? Well, the random effort feels productive. The first of your folks that feels productive, I'm just going to go. I'm going to start doing things. I'm going to pick a couple things and go. It feels productive, but it's still not optimized. The common trap is that maybe you're training hard, but you're ignoring something, sleep, nutrition, or something else. Your life already is a system. It's either designed or it's accidental. The key here, the hack here, is whatever you're really avoiding in your system, that's what's holding you back. Whatever you're avoiding doing in your system, that's what's holding you back. I gotta believe if you're listening to this show and you've been for a while, you're doing something athletically. No one has zero system where they just exist on the couch. Could be on a travel baseball team. You could be a CrossFitter. Could be a mom bod, dad bod like the rest of us where we're just trying to get healthier. You could be playing college rugby. There is some kind of system in place already. So saying you have no system is ridiculous, right? Everybody has something. How do the 6 blocks in the Athlete Builder stack up and identify what parts of your system are pushing you forward and what parts are limiting you currently? And so when you go through these 6 blocks, I know that if you stop, you look at yourself in the mirror and you think about these 6, you're going to know one of these things is holding you back. In the Athlete Builder world, or any world, there's the head and there's the body. There's your mindset. That's who you are. That's your identity. That's your core values. That's your whys. That's your targets or your goals. That's who you are. How driven you are or how lazy you are. How you work. How you think. Now, even if you're a driven person, even if you're a David Goggins type person where you're driven, there's still the knowledge of how do you get better at your sport. Your sport might simply be to be the best version of yourself and you're just trying to be a healthy adult, right? Or your sport might be, hey, I play high school basketball and I want to play college basketball. There's still the knowledge component because even if you're driven and you're running around in a circle, you're not getting anywhere, but you're working really hard. So you just got to know what to do. Then there's what comes out of your mouth, the last piece in your head. That's how you work with people. And like it or not, no one gets anywhere alone. The better you optimize your relationships, the faster you progress. And by people, I mean how coachable are you with your leadership team and your coaches? How do you work with the players on your court or on the field or on the ice? And there's always the support team, your spouses, your parents, the GAs on your team. Can you optimize that? And that'll help you advance. Physically, it's pretty obvious. What goes in your body is how you eat. Then there's how do you train. And then there's how do you recover. And if you stop and you list those 6 things down on paper right now, one of those things is holding you back. Today, and like most of these topics, when we collaborate, we'll be talking a lot of mindset because the mind's what's driving everything else. The body wants to quit long before the mind does, and the mind keeps you going. So today's a little bonus. Think about mindset and identity. Everything's interwoven, and words matter. So in this instance, you must think about who you are from an athletic standpoint. Maybe you are an adult and you're a CrossFitter, or you do Pilates, or you're a runner, or maybe you're a high school basketball player or a college football player, but you say, I am X. I am a football player. All right? You start interweaving these statements with your who you are questions. Then your actions must align, or you kind of feel something inside. If I say I'm a football player, but I never go to practice, so then you're really not. If Jim Beebe says I'm a football player, but I'm only watching it on Saturdays and Sundays, clearly I'm not, right? But say you are. What kind of football player are you? I'm a competitive, disciplined football player. Competitive. I'm competing. With whom? With myself, number one, with teammates on the field together against opponents, but with myself, to build myself. I want to compete against myself. I want yesterday's self to be the enemy. I want today's self to be the winner. What kind of football player? I want to be a disciplined. I want to be a competitive, disciplined football player daily. So I write this down, and then there's got to be some kind of action. I'm a competitive, disciplined football player. Action that wins the action, physically and mentally. How about you're like the football player says, you know what? I'm just going to smash you. I'm just going to win physically. I play D-line. I'm so strong and powerful right now. I don't need to be great technique-wise. I can bull rush you and win most of my battles. Great, do that. Hey, I'm not the fastest football player. I have some physical capabilities. So I got to be super dialed in on technique. I got to be doing all the pre-snap reads. So I am in the perfect position. Since I'm a little slower here, I got to be in the perfect position to make the play. Now, when you dominate physically and mentally, then you're in the Hall of Fame, right? But at some point, you're probably just one. The other one later becomes a limiting factor. But when you're thinking about mindset and your system, think about who you are and your identity. I am a CrossFitter. I am a runner. I'm a good eater. I'm a nerd. I like to learn. I'm a nutrition geek. All right, so we talked about needing a plan. Obvious. Everyone has a plan. Okay. We talked about the 6 components. Now, we talked about mindset, knowledge. We talked about that. We talked about all the pieces that make up the athlete builder system. Your first task, sit down in the mirror, figure out what piece is limiting. In this next moment, we're going to take a quick break. If you want to sharpen your mindset and execution, check out the AEA Mental Edge Academy and their Mind Fit applications. You go online. What it is they have an app for each approach. Each approach is just what we're talking about now with our daily nutrition, our daily training. It's training for your brain. Mind Fit's more for mental health. Mental Edge Academy is more for athletes. There's your 8 minutes of work in the morning. There's your 8 minutes of reflective work in the evening. There are systematic lessons. You don't know how to do box breathing? Here's your lesson on box breathing. You don't know how to do visualization? Here's that. You want to talk about shaking off a bad play? You have a bad play. People will say that statistically it takes 9 minutes to shake that play off. We want to take you from 9 minutes to 9 seconds. Here's your habit for shaking off a bad play. Here's your mantra. So each app, there's 2 of them, goes over homework in the morning, homework in the evening, and here are sports-specific challenges you work on. You track your results. How many days in a row did I do this? It's quantifiable. You're constantly stacking wins. All right, main topic. The payoff, right? Execution system. Win the day to score the week and then adjust the month. My mantra's always been win the day since we've been doing Athlete Builder. Daily want to get 1 win in one of the blocks. Very, very basic. Hey, Jim, I'm already training, so I'm already getting those wins. That's too basic for me. Awesome. Get 2 wins. Get 3. The most you can get is 6. You get 1 win in every block. You track that daily. When you're done, you get your weekly score each block. You get 7 days. I did the mindset one 7 days in a row. Bam, 7 wins. You did the knowledge one, 7 more. You're up to 14. How many did you get total? I worked on 2 blocks, mindset and knowledge. There's 14 wins. Can I get 15 wins? Can I add one more win the next week? Now, that score becomes your lowest score. Can we beat that the next week? This removes emotion and replaces it with data. We improve what we measure. Came right out of my conversation with Mickey Marotti, head of strength and conditioning for all of Ohio State athletics. Now, like I said in the beginning of this little episode, the overall approach here very, very basic. And I believe it's too basic when I wrote this up. This is why this next piece is critical. It's about prioritizing and executing. And I already mentioned that whatever you're avoiding is what's holding you back. Couple examples. Look at Jordan's career. I love the Last Dance documentary. He comes out of college. He's already driven, coached by Dean Smith, Hall of Fame coach. Excellent mechanics, excellent skill. Spends the next few years getting better and better at being an individual player, dominating, scoring titles, rookie of the year, just lighting people up, can't be stopped. Doesn't win that much though. Chicago wins more than they had been, but they're still not winning at the level. They added a few more players, they're getting better, still not winning. 2 main things were holding the team back and Jordan back. He'll talk about it extensively. One, when they're playing the Pistons, in that environment in the NBA at that time was very, very physical, people getting knocked down, people getting just pushed all over the place, very violent, injuries everywhere. Well, people say, well, that's not fair. That's not a good form of basketball. Doesn't matter. Darwin didn't say it was the strongest that survived or the smartest. Darwin said it's the one that adapted the best. That team, and Jordan played in that environment, he must adapt. Bring in Tim Grover, his own personal coach. Read his book, Relentless or Winning. Outstanding. They bring him in. They first start getting the whole team stronger. It's a limiting factor. The skill's there. The strength is not there. 82-game season plus the second season of the playoffs, they had to be stronger. So all those people that play travel sports, college sports, if you're not lifting, you're losing. There's a limiting factor. You can't evolve much past your current level until you fix a limiting factor. They couldn't move past the Eastern Conference Finals until they got past the Pistons. Limiting factor. Had to fix it. Number 2, Phil Jackson, the head coach, went to Jordan. Jordan, you're doing all these things. You're scoring this, shutting people down in defense. We're not going to win unless the whole team is involved in playing. When they do that, the other team will focus on you, limit you. We don't win. So what happened? Jordan had to get right with his teammates, the third component in the head. Mindset, knowledge, and teammates. Get them involved the first quarter, the second quarter, into the third quarter of the game. The other team now must take everybody seriously. They're all threats. Jordan's current team is now in the game. They're in rhythm. They have momentum. They're all optimized. Takes pressure off Jordan, who was already outstanding as an individual. Now an outstanding individual with less pressure is even more dominant. Limiting factor. Wasn't strong enough. The team wasn't involved enough. You fix those limiting factors, you advance. Look at yourself as an athlete. I got someone that comes into the gym. They're big runners. They're big into cardio. Everything's going great. They recover quickly. VMAX is solid. Any kind of weight to them slows them down. They don't perform as well. I have them do any kind of moderate to heavy sled push for conditioning. They're wrecked. Ruined. Limiting factor. I got other athletes, super strong, bad mobility. Can't get in the right position. So a lot of the CrossFit things, overhead, squat, pistols, all the gymnastics components, can't do it. Limiting factor. Someone else might be strong, good mobility, but strong could lead to being too heavy. I know what that's like. So then on the body weight stuff in the CrossFit world, they move too slow. Limiting factor. Whatever you're avoiding is holding you back. Let's say you're back to that football player. You go to play your first year of college football. Everyone there was all state in high school. Not just the top divisions, the Power Four. The group of 5, Ball State, bottom of the back, all state players on that team. All state players on that team. Whatever you were before will not be enough to do well on that team, and definitely not do well enough to advance and win in that league or beyond. Is your mindset right? All these things could be improved. Something's holding you back. So at the beginning when I said, hey, the last pieces in this challenge is to track your wins in the 6 components. The advanced piece is your wins in the 6 components. The priority could be nutrition, could be recovery, could be training, could be knowledge, could be teammates, could be mindset. One of those is your limiting factor. That's now the priority. Those wins mean more. Get those done first. Keep everything else constant, what you're already doing. then you must advance. It can't be any more simple than that. Fix the weakness, you must advance. All right, write those out. Keep track of your scorecard. Every Sunday night, 7 p.m., pull out your scorecard, see how you did, schedule your next week when you're going to do these things, and then attack. Share this episode with any coach or teammate that needs help. Next week, we're going to talk about compound interest effect on the Athlete Builder and the AEA Institute collaboration series. See ya.